Hello everyone, welcome to my channel on this Saturday afternoon. Another miserable dark day, and you know the difference on my computer because I'm sitting up in my workroom, and if I was sitting in my living room and it is a dark day, this picture would be dark. But that's how good this room is. The light doesn't affect the computer. So anyway, I'm sitting knitting. I'm doing the 24-inch pink rosebud lace for Carol. Well, Carol and Denise, it's two ladies. That's one lady's, messaging for both of them. So I have done the back for this one. I'll show you. Put that down. That's the back. It's going to be a V-neck. It's the colours look paler up here than they do downstairs in my, what they do look in my living room, because I think it's brighter up here. But it is a baby pink, that one. So I've done the back and I'm onto one of the fronts. It's going to be a V-neck, that one. And I've finished the lemon one I was doing. I have this to sew up yet, but I've done all the knitting that was necessary for it and put a little collar on it, and I've done a little hat to go with it. Just a little pull-on hat. She doesn't want a pom-pom on it. It's just that's the way this pattern is anyway. I didn't put pom-poms on the pattern. They're just a little hat. This is an 18-inch one. I'll sew them, when I finish the pink one, I'll sew them both up together, and then I'll be able to send them off to Carol and Denise. Just put that down for a minute. Where's my knitting under there? And I have had to take one or two of my patterns off eBay and Etsy because, well, my printer's not up the creek. It just needs a new... it's the ink waste, like pad things that go in it. I kept putting it off. It kept coming up with a message on my printer every so often telling me that the ink pads they had come to the end of their service life and they needed replacing. I don't know what on earth's them. I didn't even know there was anything like that on the printer. But I kept putting it off, and I think I had an order yesterday, and I had all of the patterns in my book except one. I had to print this one off. So I thought I'd better make myself, I do normally do about 5 patterns when I print them. I do 5 patterns at a time. When I use the last one, I'll print another 5 out. So I set it to print 5, and it printed the first one. And then I come up with a message, end of the service life of the ink pads. And it won't let me print any more until I get new pads. So I've looked on eBay, and I found them on eBay, and when I put them in, the printer has to be reset. There must be a counter that counts how many. I could probably, print more, but the printer's put these things in where there's a counter, and when it hits that number, it stops printing. That really annoys me. Because I've took I had to go on YouTube to find a video that showed how to change these things because I hadn't even a clue where they were. And it showed me where they were, and I've took them off. And as far as I'm concerned, they could still be using it, but the printer won't let me because it's come up with this message. So I've had to take, I went through all my patterns, and I've taken the ones off because there are 2 that I haven't got any more that I had to print some out for, and I can't print them. So it's this one, actually, the one I'm using at the moment. I can't sell any more of them. The PDFs are still on Etsy, but on eBay and Etsy, the actual patterns, this one, I can't sell any of them until I get the printer working again, because I haven't any of them. And there's one other one. I'll do my book here. That one, the V-neck. 3x1 mock rib one. That one, I can't sell that one either now until but there is one or two of the other ones, and I've made sure that each pattern that's available, I've only got the number that is available, because sometimes I just, if they start getting down, I just put renew them. I just keep renewing them. Sometimes I renewing them like 10 hour a time on Etsy, something like that. But I can't do that now. I've had to go through all of them and make sure there's only what I've actually got. Because if anyone buys something and I haven't got that pattern, I won't be able to deliver to them until my own fault. Don't put off until tomorrow what should be done today. And when I took that thing out, I took the thing out of my printer to see how it worked, and I was having an awful job getting it out. And I'm having an awful job how to actually get the pads out. It's like a spare part that goes into the printer, and all these foam pad things are inside. And I haven't been able to get it open yet to get those pads out. But I have been back on YouTube, and I've found a video that shows you how to get the thing open and that. But even they had a little bit of trouble getting the part open, like. But I can't do anything about it until, I think the delivery they had was up to about Wednesday next week. So I can't do anything until I get the pieces to put into my printer. You know, it's not the first time I've done something like that. You wait till the last minute. And anyway, I'm using another one that's got another blanket behind me, as you can see. This is just old blankets I've had. This blanket's probably about 30 years old. I made it a long time ago with what was left from, I used to have a knitting machine, and I sold the knitting machine because it was affecting my muscles and everything on my back and my arms and everything, because I do have arthritis. And what was left after I sold the knitting machine, I had a few cones with wool. It's mostly 3-ply and 4-ply, all what's behind me here. And it's just a blanket I made with all those leftover bits that I put on my bed in the winter. I have a couple like this that I put on my bed over the quilt in the winter, because just sometimes the quilt just isn't enough. And that's to save me. Keep taking my other one. This is the other one I had up there. Instead of me keep taking it off because I put it on my legs of a night time, it has started getting to feeling not comfortable of a night time. But I've worked something out. I'm sitting by my window. The window is just more or less where my hand ends. And I have radiators down there, but I'm not putting my heating on yet. But I tried something, just for curiosity. I have this, if I can get the thing out. I have this heated blanket, and I've hung it over my radiator, and I've set it to the highest setting. It only uses 75 watts, so it doesn't use any more than a light bulb. But I've set it to the highest heating, and I've hung it over. I have some things hung over my radiators that I put clothes on when I dry them. And I've just put that over, and like I've said, I've set the highest setting on it, so the most heat. And I can actually feel a little bit heat off that blanket while I'm sitting here, which, you know, I think of anything to save myself putting my heating on, especially this time of year. And it's been very comfortable. I'm trying to put it back on again where it was before. It's been very comfortable. My knitting's on the floor again. It's been very comfortable sitting with just my blanket on my knee and the heat coming off that. It's just a little bit heat, but it's enough to make you feel warm. And I am much warmer sitting up here than I was sitting in my living room. So this is my workroom, is now it's actually a living room now, because I live in it most of the time now. I've never been sat downstairs in my living room since I started this, but I do need to do still do a lot of tidying up and sort things out, because I have wires. I have a point across the other side of the room, and I've got an extension there, and I've got all my computer plugged into it. I've got that blanket plugged into it, but I have things on this side where I know there's a point down there somewhere, so I'm going to have to sort things out there and put that extension there so I can bring all the wires to everything, because I have two computers up here. I have one I'm using at the moment and another older one, which the one I'm using at the moment is only a 15-inch screen, but my older one, it's about 7 years old, I think it is. It has a 17-inch screen. And I watch TV because I have my TV thing and everything on my computer. And I watch a TV and I watch movies and TV shows that I've had, you know, that in my computer. And it's much better on a 17-inch screen than it is on a 15-inch screen. So I have two wires going backwards and forwards to this extension coming from the wall. I have the wire for my phone to charge my phone and my tablet as well. The two wires from the two computers. Anything else I might want to plug in. So I want them. I've tripped over them a few times going across the room. So I'm going to have to dig everything out in this corner and find where the point is so I can plug my extension into there. And then I can bring the cables all underneath this bed that I'm sitting on and that, so they're not in the way. But there's still an awful lot of tidying up to do in this room. I need to sort boxes under where all my wool is. I've got boxes underneath there and full of wool and other stuff. I need to sort it all out. So anyway, I'm going to do what I can of this, and I have done, I'll show you what I've done with this one. This is the 36-inch. This is another one I'm using with, these are 5.5. Pull it over here. 5.5 needles. These are the bamboo ones that has the cable on there. And I've cut it in half and put the little ball on the end for to stop the stitches coming off. If I can pull it along it's working a little bit better. It seems as though the more I use it, the better it is for the stitches moving up and down on it. But I do not like the bamboo ones at all. But that's how much I've done of the 36-inch. This is the 2x4 basket stitch. For this one's for Sue. So I'll be doing a little bit more of that one tonight. And the cardigan that I'd done for Belinda, the white one, I had a feeling it wasn't going to fit her, because when I started knitting with the wool, I never did a swatch, because I've knitted with that much double knitting. I didn't think I needed to do a swatch, but I thought that wool felt quite fine when I was knitting, and it did come out a bit smaller than I was intending. When I sent it to Belinda, it's actually, she's having to pull it too tight to fasten it. So I always give anyone the option to send anything back if it doesn't fit, and I'm going to knit her a larger size. I am not absolutely certain whether I'm going to sell it or keep it for myself. It's my phone there, because it was a good fit on me when I tried it. That was when I started thinking it may not fit Belinda, because Belinda is a larger size than mine. So anyway, I'm waiting for Belinda sending that one back to me, and I will take whatever the postage costs are off, because I do have another one to knit for. I'm going to knit that white one again, but I also have another one to knit, which I'll take the cost of the postage, sending it back to me from that other one. It means I won't charge her any postage on the second cardigan, because she's already paid for the white one. But that's what happens sometimes, and that was why I really just wanted to knit things to sell instead of orders, because I am quite good at what I do, but I am not perfect. I can make mistakes in sizes. If I'd done a swatch in the first place with that wool, I would have realised it was finer, because the swatch would have been smaller than it should have been. But that's me. I think I know best. But anyway, thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.